We're here with the much-loved author Walter Mosley. His new book is
Little Green.
Little Green. Little Green. Walter, before we start, I have to express my admiration for your hat. So I have a big head, and I can't wear hats. They don't look right. That just looks so good on you.
Well, thank you. Thank you. That's really good. Me and my small head, I need the hat to, to make up for my lack of brain power.
I think hats might be making a comeback.
I was telling some young people, from here that everybody in America, all men wore hats until 1960,
Yep.
until November of 1960, and then when Kennedy was inaugurated, people stopped wearing hats.
That's right, because he didn't wear them.
Yeah, he didn't wear it to the inauguration, so that Kennedy killed hats.
Yeah.
That's what all the haberdashers say.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now maybe they're making a little comeback. I
As we
blame
know,
myself a little bit for it. What?
It's been 50 years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
50 years.
as we know
It's
now.
time for hats to come back.
Time for hats to come back. Well, about your new book, Arthur Conan Doyle famously attempted to kill off Sherlock Holmes at the Rickenbacker Falls, but popular acclaim forced him to bring him back. Now, you brought Easy Rawlins back after a while away.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to return to Easy?
Well, it's more. Well, you have to start off with why I decided to stop writing Easy, and I decided to stop writing because I didn't feel like I was being creative enough that I would be able to keep moving Easy into his own future, with an assured hand, and so I decided to stop. I just stopped, and then 5 or 6 years went by, and I said, well, no, wait a second. Now I see how I can do it, moving him into the hippie movement and, Sunset Strip in Los Angeles. And that really, I really felt, yeah, this is fine. And now I have more new things going for him all the time. In the next book, which I've finished, Little Scarlet, I'm not Little Scarlet, I mean Rose Gold. In the next book, it's Rose Gold. I have, an interesting kidnapping case, and the one after that, he's going to have more marital problems. So I'm pretty happy with him.
So we'll be moving him into, say, the disco era?
No, he'll make the disco, yeah.
And
no,
then the
no
Reagan
problem.
era?
Yeah, I don't think he'd get too much past Reagan, But
You're aging him as he would be aged if...
normally, yes.
Normally, yeah.
I always remember he was born in 1920, so whenever the year is, it's that much away from 1920.
It's not that Travis McGee thing where John D. McDonald aged him 1 year for every 3.
No.
Yeah.
Actually, that's such a wonderful notion, though. I like that, but no, I want to be realistic in mine.
Yeah. You've written not only crime fiction, but science fiction. You've written mainstream, all kinds of stuff. Did you ever feel confined by the crime fiction genre?
Well, obviously not, because I keep on writing outside of it. I think if I only wrote in it, I mean, that's a question I ask somebody who only writes crime novels, but because I don't. I would be if I only wrote them, because, there are things, like, for instance, The Last Days of Ptolemy Gray, about a man going through dementia and about those final months of his life, with one moment of magical reality to it. And now, I could make that a mystery thing, but it wouldn't make sense to do it. Or if I'm writing about the future, or if I'm writing about the past on a southern plantation. Crimes are not the way that you get into that.
I know you've probably answered this question a million times, but why did you decide to set Easy Rawlins in an earlier period of modern history instead of making it contemporary?
Well, the way I understand people's appreciation of their own culture's history is that we appreciate it through literature and film and the kind of popular cultural venues. And African Americans, they're not the only group of people in America, but they are one group of people in America who were not in the literature. So what I decided was I'll start in 1948, and I'll talk about what the migration to Southern California, which was only just beginning to grow then, was like. What Hollywood Boulevard was like, but what Central Avenue was like, not what Beverly Hills was like, but what Watts was like, and then to write about that, to talk about those people, so you start to include people inside of a culture by putting them in this popular venue.
Yeah. Do you find that, I've heard it said that, a genre writer is like a science fiction writer is always writing about contemporary times. Have you found that writing crime fiction, African American crime fiction, set in earlier times, has indirectly allowed you to shed light on what's happening today?
Well, you know, it's definitely true that that the characters that you write about are being read by people living today, and so whatever their psychological and emotional and spiritual and monetary issues are, people will identify with their own lives. But on top of that, if you talk about the past, especially in America, a country where people are so unaware of their own past. I mean, even the past that they lived through, that it's a good way to reach out to people and to say, hey, do you remember this, or did you ever know this, and and see how it impacts your life today.
How much research do you do to make sure that you get certain historical details right?
I'll tell you a story about research. One day when I was doing Devil in a Blue Dress, Jennifer Beals, this incredibly beautiful, wonderful actress, said, I want to have dinner with you. And I went, oh my God, how great. I want to have dinner with Jennifer Beals. So we go out and we're having dinner, and Jennifer says to me, she says, that question you just asked me, how do you do your research, and where did you research? And I wanted to impress her, but I don't do any research. And so I kept on trying to figure out how can I lie about this? And I realized she's too smart. I can't lie about it. I can't lie to you either. I don't do research. I write, and when I finish writing, I go back and make sure that everything I said is true. And if it's not, I change it. But I don't do a lot of research, I'm a fiction writer. We make up things.
And yet your books feel authentic to the time that they're set in. Is that just the magic of creative writing?
Well, it's magical fiction, right? Fiction is like, because you can never really describe a world in fiction, because you don't have enough time to really describe it the way that we experience, like we experience this room. But if you write it in just the right way, people will believe that they know what you're talking about. Many people come up to me. I remember a guy coming up to me once and saying, hey, you know that corner where Easy met Mouse when they were going to go do that thing? And I said, yeah. And he goes, man, I used to live on that corner. And I'm thinking, I made up that corner. How could you have lived there if I made it up? I mean, am I that good? No, I'm not. But I did live through these periods of time, and I do know my history, so I don't know.
Yeah. Easy Rawlins is not your alter ego.
No.
No. But is he a guy that you would like, a guy that you would have a beer with, or go to a ball game with? Or?
I would like Easy. I'm not sure Easy would like me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I get along. If Easy wanted to have like a beer with me, that would be great. I don't drink, but I'd go with him. But I'm not sure Easy would like me. I don't know. Maybe he would.
What about Mouse?
I don't know. I don't want to go have a beer with Mouse. Anybody who wants to hang out with Mouse is, that has
Crazy.
a death wish. Yeah.
Yeah. I understand that you plan to write more nonfiction as we go forward.
I keep on writing nonfiction. I think that it's very important. I think here now in the 21st century, with the kind of this is not an apology by any means, but the misinterpretations of Barack Obama. You have to kind of begin to wonder, like, why realms of thought have to be warring. Like, why you think one thing and I think another thing. Well, why do these things have to be warring? I think one of those things is between capitalism and socialism. There should be a way that we understand that, well, we need both things in order to survive. Another thing that I've been thinking a lot about lately is, people say that that we're a social animal. I said, but ants and bees are social animals. We're much more like dogs. We're like pack animals. We hang out together, but we fight.
Yeah, yeah. Last question, 1 minute. When you look around today, which shocks you more? How much progress we've made since civil rights, or how little?
What shocks me more?
Yeah.
I'm not sure shock is the term. The only thing that surprises me some is people believing that we are anywhere near a post-racial world, America. That surprises me. Sometimes, maybe even to the level that I'm a bit shocked that we say, well, do you know who's in prison, and do you know why they're in prison, and do you know what inner city schools are like, and do you know what income levels are like, and how can it be post-racial, you know? I mean, because you see a couple of black faces on television, because there's a black president, you know? I mean, there's a lot more to America than that.
Yeah, yeah. Walter Mosley, the new book is Little Green. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.